this year. So at this point, I guess we can open things up to question and answers. You've got the Q&A open to you, and you can go ahead and send in any questions, and I will attempt to give you an answer that makes sense. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Let anybody, any attendees, please let her rip on any questions you have. And Bob, while they're typing or thinking, just a question. Do you have any concerns about any of the missions on the table?
Okay, I see Wade is asking about.
Yep, go ahead.
I do not know if teams will be able to view other teams' videos at this point. I've got to check with first on that because they'll be uploaded to their servers. Initially, my gut tells me no, but keep in mind that yes, you're right in that that is a learning experience, but every team does have the same limitation placed on them.
So Bob, the question I was going to throw out while others might be typing a question in is, are there any particular missions that for our new coaches in particular, you say this is a distraction possibly, this is maybe complex, that you might want to make them shy away from? Some tend to be a little harder than others once in a while. So for any newcomer coaches, any recommendations about, you might not want to try this mission first? Any other questions by anybody? Bob, not sure if you can hear me.
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. This is up to you, Bob. We can, I assume we're going to be trying to link your slides with this video whenever it first comes around to their storage system. We don't know what that is, but I'm sure they'll find a fine way to do this. It's up to you, Bob.
Okay. There are a number of questions here about the Bocce Mission. And if you check the first updates, they do discuss that there. That there, I don't remember the details off the top of my head, but it is explained in the updates as to what's going to happen. Yes, there will be points awarded. Essentially, you get points for dumping a bocce ball where the other team would have been, where and you can set up two boards if you want to do that to show that it's going to happen. But I think all you have to do is dump it over onto the other side in the general area of where it's supposed to be, and we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. What you do not get is anything that deals with the other team dumping things into your area. I believe they've said that there's going to be an automatic, if you dump it over there, I think you get credit as if the other team dumped into your area. But again, read the explanation. It does explain it in the rules updates. Mr. Pang, the question about the prototype, I think you could probably explain that in your robot design submission, where you're explaining the design of your robot. If you were to include something about your prototype in there, you'd be sure that the judges would see it. I suppose another way to do it is just to make sure that when you are making the video of the robot performance, to zoom in on the prototype itself. And again, there'll be a lot of situations where we're going to give benefit of the doubt. Mr. Baker, how do you become a good coach? Well, don't be afraid to let the kids do what they, come up with their own ideas. You, as a coach, are more of a facilitator, giving them the information, showing them where to find the information as opposed to giving it to them or spoon feeding it to them. So facilitate them when it comes to them looking for answers. Don't just give them answers, because there will be a lot more growth if they have to go find the answers on their own. You can point them in the right direction, recommend that they look here or look there, but let them come up with the answers. Any more questions? Got to be more questions. Well, if there are no more questions,
There's actually one, Bob. I had to scroll, but mine doesn't automatically scroll. There's a question from Deirdre. Do you have any suggestions on how to foster core values when working remotely with a team?
Okay, I see it.
Good question.
If you come up with any ideas, please let the rest of us know. I think what you would want to do is, start them off. Maybe that would be your first meeting where you discuss core values and how the core values will help them. And then as you have team meetings, even if they're online, as you are observing the team interaction, step in if there's a place where either they're going against a core value, or if there's a place where they could demonstrate a core value, but no one's done it yet. You might step in and say, hey, when you're trying to answer this question or work this problem out, don't forget, core value, number 3 or what have you. And, just to remind the kids as they're working that there are things that they can do to help themselves out.
Bob, there was one question to me in chat from Aloma McKay. Are you allowed to have kids from out of state on your team? And my personal response was, I believe there's no limit on that. I believe that's a local team decision, but if you want to clarify.
I don't see that question. But
that was in chat to me privately.
Oh, okay. I would have to find the answer to that. I know we have had some out-of-state teams compete in some of our tournaments in the past. As far as a Georgia team with an out-of-state student, I would think if you were a border team, there wouldn't be a big problem. I know, I'll tell you this, I'm not going to be checking up on it, if that answers your question.
And there is another question in the Q&A.
I see it. Yeah, Ms. Werrick. Yeah, that seems to me that that could be a method of putting together a core values video, something that shows a collection of small videos of the teams that you pieced together, how the team was working together during a session, where they're demonstrating core values. I would think that would be a good way of doing that.
And as host, it is my job to say there's about 5 minutes left in our time window. So you have time for a couple more questions if you need, folks.
Looks like things may have come to a close.
Well, you're a font of knowledge, Bob. Thanks for everybody for participating. I'm not sure, like I said, where this PowerPoint will go, but my guess is Bob will share it once they give us a place to put it, and all these other videos.
Yeah, I did mean to mention that. If it is not, if they don't have a place for it to be, and I know they were discussing that earlier, it will certainly be posted to the First Lego League Seismic website, which is our web page for First Lego League Challenge here in Georgia. I will have it posted there within the week, along with the one from earlier this morning.
Awesome. Thanks for making that available, Bob. Got like 1 minute for any last-ditch question if anybody needs it before we say thank you. All right. Well, and we all know Bob's very reachable via email, anybody who's involved with FIRST. So he responds quite well for that. Thanks, Bob, for putting on this presentation. I know you had 2 in a row, so you're probably feeling a little bit beat up and ready for a break. So thank you very much for this, and thanks everybody else for coming. And hopefully you learned something for your first robotics today, first Lego. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. Bye-bye.